Good evening, race fans. Our sprints came in right off the bat with that sub. Currently on a 2-month streak. We are live tonight, Nashville Super Speedway for the Drinkin Bros Racing Music City 100 Relentless Racing League Arca Cup. We apparently are having some SDK issues. They are not wanting to cooperate. But with that said, y'all can't see it, but I can see it right now. We have got some long qualifying going on. TYT Rove. Ty Trove has followed. Appreciate that follow there, brother. Everybody here at SBRN, Relentless Racing League, appreciates it. We're going to try to get SDK fixed where it can come up. Don't know why it's not wanting to act right. Technical issues. But you know what? That ain't going to change the racing. And we have got a full field right here of about 28 drivers taking it to Arca, Nashville Super Speedway. I'm going to have with me in tonight the one and only Mr. Isaac Wrecking-Ball Wilson. He's going to be with me. He is currently at the hot dog stand getting him a few drinks, but we're seeing right now we've got Josh Vangor watching him put in his qualifying rating, qualifying lap, and he'll probably be back shortly. But you know what? We've got a pretty good field. You know, we've got one of the Drinkin Bros team sitting right there in P2 on qualifying. Do not understand why SDK is acting up. We'll see if we can get it fixed. But it's going to be an interesting race. We was here with trucks last night. It was, well, not before last, on Tuesday night. Cup was here, was at Martinsville, and that was an interesting race to run, watch. We saw almost record caution. But Isaac, you back yet? You got you a copy? I think Isaac's back yet. Well, chat, tell me who you got tonight. We've got a full field. I'm going to tell you some of the ones that you're going to have to watch out for. And that's going to be Brandon Park. He is always strong. Brandon Schaefer. He is pretty stout when it comes to these Arca cars. Josh Vangor, Michael Newbraw. Michael Newbraw, he has been consistent in his placement. He has been caught up in bad accidents, along with Vangor. Ryan Newtonberg. I think I heard Isaac breathe a little bit. That lets me know he's back. How's that line
for the race?
How's that line down there at the hot dog stand? You finally get back, right?
Yeah, I got me some popcorn.
Well, man, it's a full field tonight. I'm pretty sure it's going to be better than the truck race we had here Tuesday night.
Well, let's see. We only had one caution, so.
And that
You're
was
just saying that because you didn't do that well.
That was a bad caution. Half the field was took up in that.
I don't know. I was in front.
Must be nice. Some of us don't have a God-given gift to drive.
Oh, I definitely don't got that.
That's why I'm on this side of it instead of that side.
Exactly. Why do you think I'm not driving this race? I ain't got no damn talent for this. Whoops.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. It's going to be a hell of a race tonight. I mean, Park took the pole away from Hendricks. But you got Brendan Park and Brendan Banks, both Drinking Bros teammates. They're gonna be starting on the inside together, and Hendricks is pretty much on the outside by himself. This is one of the few tracks I've actually been to, and Nashville actually has a very nice layout. But tell me your opinions. What you think we're gonna have tonight?
Um, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, I did that Atlanta Richmond race in the series with these guys, and I thought running with these cars would be a lot more cautions, but these guys are doing a really good job keeping the cautions to a bare minimum and keeping the car underneath them. So it is a little cooler out. Um, so we'll see. I do predict that some people smacking that wall, especially out of turn 4. We saw a lot in the truck series, and we're seeing a lot here tonight.
See, I'm telling you, I'm waiting for them to start loading up, and oh no, my SDK might be a little bit off.
I'm about to say they're gridding right now, dude.
That's what I'm seeing. So SDK is not working favors tonight. We can get a little bit of it refreshed. There we are. So who's your ones that you think's going to put on a show tonight?
I mean, you got your typical people. You got your Davey Hendrick, Brandon Bakes, Brandon Schaefer, new guy, Edward Morris. He actually runs a free setup Discord, so keep an eye on him making a charge. Not Edward Morris, my bad, Austin Edwards. But keep an eye on him making his way through the field.
All right, we finally got SDK fixed up. Green flags dropping. Parks got it. He is taking command of it. Hendricks on the inside, Banks on the Hendricks on the outside, Banks on the inside. Concrete track. How do you think the tire wear is going to play on this?
If it was anything like trucks, oh lord, give it a couple laps.
We're not talking about trucks.
Oh, I'm just saying, we just raced you in the trucks. So if tire wears anything like trucks, they're gonna get tight.
Luckily, hopefully it's already better than trucks. But you know what? They've got it spread out, and Parks already jumped up to a half-second lead already in lap 2. So Park may have something for everybody tonight.
Yeah, Davey's starting to fall back a little bit there, falling all the way back to 5th already. But we know Davey, he knows the same tires are part of his plan.
That is one thing you are true on that statement. Hendricks knows how to save tires. Him and Ed Morris right there together, so they may be being teammates. They may possibly be just playing off each other.
Yeah, the guy who I'm talking about, Austin Edwards, he's already up 6 spots in the 13th, from about 19th starting position.
Yeah, Edwards looking to make a statement. I mean, he's been good up front running, but at the same time, he's been caught up in a lot of bad accidents. He's kind of got that Josh Van Gore look.
Yeah, he has my luck just in Arca.
Yeah, Van Gore's been looking good for, he's been looking good for the past few weeks, but he's been caught up in other people's shenanigans and stuff. So maybe Van Gore will have a turnaround tonight.
Yet another guy. I've been caught up in quite a few shenanigans, both in trucks and Arca. As I ate, it could be something. Having him a good outing early on the 8 in P8.
Yeah, it was bad last night or Tuesday with the truck race. All that happened on lap one, and I gave my apologies to Cole. I had brakes locked down and still managed to run into him. So, I mean, you could be a casualty of war and still be an innocent bystander. Just like if you're wandering the streets of Nashville and somebody robs a bank, you're liable to get shot.
Yeah, man, everyone's done a really good job single filing it out. I think we're at a point in the run where really the cars starting to get a little bit more tight than they are loose. I haven't really seen anyone bang the wall before yet either.
No, they've actually kept it relatively clean so far. So, props on all of them. But I'm going to tell you what, right now, Drinkin Brothers are pretty much taking a command. And right now, you've got a Brandon in 1, 2, and 3.
Oh my god, I
So,
didn't even see that.
yeah, it's Triple B in the front.
That's funny.
That could go so many ways, man. But 11 folks out there. Chat, tell us who y'all think. Who's y'all's driver? Who you rooting for? We'll ride with them.
Oh, the 99 get wicked loose off before collects it and somehow did not hit the wall or anyone else around him.
That's something good, Kyle, keeping it clean. This has actually been more of a peaceful race than normal. I was honestly expecting a little bit more cautions already before it started.
Yeah, I'll say this, in the 2 races I've done in this series, I have had a lot more fun, a lot more luck than I have had in trucks.
Well, unfortunately, They are still learner series, so and I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. I cannot get SDK to act right, so there it is, 24 into 55, 50 or 56.
Yeah, I was about to say you're calling this a learner series. Not the dog on some of these people, but I would love to see some of the Cup and Xfinity guys can drive these cars because these things are not a beginning series car. They are very tough to handle.
We'll see if we can jump back to it. There's looks
Oops,
like
rewind,
Fuller.
stupid thing.
Looks like Nathan Fuller was the first one to go off track. So you know.
It started in front of him with Tyler Merritt. It looks like Tyler Merritt might have got a little bit tight. No, you got Luce coming out of 4, and Fuller has nowhere to go. Right in the back, and that's Merritt. And the 56 gets sent around somehow, too.
Yeah, I think 56 was innocent bystander. And you can see the 25 getting loose right there.
Yeah. Looks like the 56 has hit his brakes. Yeah, he just hit a brake with that low brake bias you run here. Kind of like what happened to me on pit lane in the trucks. It just spins you around.
It don't look like there was no significant damage to any of them.
Yeah, I didn't see too much damage to really any of the guys involved in that. Might be a couple of scratches and. Whoa! What is? What was Martin doing there? Fuller mic'd up on something. Fuller does have quite a bit of front end damage, I saw. Oh, Merritt just ran in the back of Fuller, coming to pit lane. I don't know if Merritt was blaming Fuller for that, or if he's. I don't know if Merritt meant to wreck Fuller there, or if he just missed his. Didn't realize what was going on in front of him. The two guys that started that wreck had problems under caution, so interesting. Oh no, my SDK screwing up. What in the hell?
Yeah, that's what's throwing me off. SDK overlay is.
It's saying Schaefer's in the pits for you, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yep, that's what's good for me.
Well, we see Schaefer out there on the track. So you got Schaefer in front, Park starting on the outside, and Banks starting on the inside of Schaefer, with Hendricks starting on the outside of Park. So it's still three Brandons holding the 1, 2, 3.
Tyler Merritt for that incident coming to pit road is going to receive a black flag hold penalty for a lap as he manually disconnects. He said, "Nope, I ain't doing it. I'm done."
There we are. Finally got SDK to act right.
Took you long enough.
I know we're gonna have to talk to those British guys about this. SDK back up and going. You see, we're at lap 18 of 65. First caution for cause. Schaefer, Park, Banks, and Hendricks. Everybody's a Brandon but Davey starting on those first two lines. And I'm going to tell you what, the one I want to watch, and I want to see him get up there and get it, and that's going to be Brandon Banks. You know, he's had that hefty 54 everywhere it needs to be, except in front when the check flag drops.
Yeah, and this is gonna be the first time we see Park being stuck behind someone. We've seen him leading all race in that clean area. Now he's behind Schaefer. Still Brandon, triple B's up front.
I guess it's a whole lot better to have some triple B's than triple D's.
Triple D's.
Yeah, right. You with me
I was
on
about to
it?
say that. I mean, can you imagine we have 3 Davies up there, the triple D's up front?
Man, you're gonna start singing some Aladdin. It's a whole new world. But yeah, a big shout out tonight to the sponsor, Drinkin Bros. And they're actually showing the reason why they want to be a sponsor.
Yeah, are all the Brandons, aren't they all teammates on Drinking Bros?
They are. That is correct.
Oh. And Morris is going to break up that group of Brandons, and he's going to get a good restart and put himself in third, almost a second.
And you know, you got to watch Ed Morris because he is he's a very quiet, smooth driver. You don't hear much from him. He more puts action on the track than he does words and trash talking. So, you know, him paired up with Hendricks, you know, they've been a pretty unstoppable team this year.
Yeah, Brandon Park is really struggling in that dirty air. Now falling all the way back to 7th. Another guy to keep your eye on is the 18 of Austin Edwards, up 13 spots from where he started at.
Yeah, Edwards making it through the field. And I mean, you know, it being a concrete track, not an asphalt track, and a lot of people don't think much is the difference, but man, that concrete will eat those tires up quick.
If you look at his IR, I wouldn't assume anything less than him flying through the pack.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that to my attention.
He actually, the cool thing about Edwards, he actually runs a Discord that gives free setups out, for open setups. I don't want to say anything bad. I mean, they're not the best, but but he and his group of friends will go either way. If you go in there and request a setup for a really weird track car combo, you give them about a day and they'll shoot you a setup that works pretty well.
You know what? It may not be the best, but you know what? He's got TMJ on the front, and he's setting up 14 spots in 5th, so he knows something a lot of people don't.
I don't know what paint scheme you're seeing. I'm seeing an orange iRacing paint scheme. Huh. Well, I'll have to refresh it real quick.
Yeah, you might need to update that trading paints. Because I'm seeing him in a nice 18 TMJ.
Oh! Hendricks making a very rare mistake there off of 4 and getting a little loose. Not common you see Davey make that type of mistake. And he's going to get shuffled back even more. I can't tell who's who. Okay, there we go. I thought he was on the outside still.
I can see Hendricks still can recover from it. I don't see it being much of an issue, but you got Kobe sitting right there. He's took the P5 position. So yeah, that Austin Edwards, he's got that 18 TMJ, blue and black. Smoke the Mantis saying, let's go 13. Let's drop it back and find where 13 is. Yep. It's going to be Christopher Wage. He's always representing Battle Creek, Michigan. Cereal City.
Yeah, how about Ed Morris making his way into P2? Austin Edwards right behind him. Yeah, Edward Morris and then Austin Edwards. The Edward show.
You know what? They broke up the Brandon
Hey,
show we had.
hey, if only you can get the other Edward up here in the top, right behind him. We call it the Ed and Eddie show.
Right, we keep on. We're going to have Malcolm in the middle.
Speaking of Malcolm in the Middle, he is doing really good in Arca this season. I'm kind of blown away.
I am surprised also. Frankie Muniz is making a
Leading the
showing.
points, is he not?
Yes, he is still leading the points after he had a bad race this past weekend. He's still up there in the points. And
Crossing Edwards, looking to the inside of Edward Morris. Edwards
Austin,
looking inside of Edward.
Austin Edwards is going to be a statement. I believe this is what, his third race in the league.
No, this is the first.
This is his first.
Mm-hmm.
He's with a good team. TMJ brings him in strong. Thomas has a lot of that under lock and key. He don't share too much of it, but drivers do the talking on the track.
Davey getting loose again off of 4. These guys do have to pit one more time. They cannot make it on fuel. I was getting probably about 30 to 33 laps of fuel. Like, that's how much my STK was predicting. But I never did a full fuel run, but probably about 35 max. And they went back green flag racing with 45 to go.
Hendrick seems to be having a little bit more of a struggle in the Arca cars than he did the trucks.
Yeah, it's not common. We see Davey outside the top 5 this late in the race with no incidents on him.
We're going to take it back towards the back of the pack a little bit and see what we got going on back there. It looks pretty smooth down. I mean, Jesse's by himself, Tony, Mike. Everybody's kind of spread out. You got a little bit of could be a battle between Kyle Martin and Mike Hamlin. But 33 of 65 in the books. And Hamlin's looking to make some moves. He's dropping it down to the inside, going in 1 and 2. Trying to get a little bit of a run off Martin. They're hitting on the back stretch. So if we can drop back down the field a little bit more. Seeing right now we're looking at Josh Van Gore sitting in that 83 Ancient World Gaming. And, you know, since we're speaking of National Speedway, you know, I'm gonna give a good shout out. One of our music sponsors that does our national anthem, the Hutchison Brothers. They are actually playing. Did I miss something?
No, I am messing with my chair and I almost fell backwards. Go ahead.
What I was saying, you know,
Sorry.
one of the sponsors we have, the Hutchison Brothers, they do our national anthem and some of our background music. They are actually playing in the Fan Zone in Nashville this year. So, you know, if y'all are out there listening, if y'all can make it that way, you know, try to listen to them. Find them on YouTube.
To explain to you what happened is I got one of them fancy chairs that you have that little button that moves it up and down. and then you have the one to pull a lever back to move the back, like the back, right, the back of your chair. I've had a long day and I wanted to go push the chair down and I pulled the wrong lever while leaning back and I almost went head over heels backwards. I was like, oh, not fun. But Austin Edwards, he's caught up to Brandon Schaefer and he is right there on the back bumper.
Yeah, Edwards is sitting right there. He's making Schaefer sweat. And, you know, Drinking Bros Racing has been
Nope.
pretty dominant so far this season in the Arca Cup. But, you know, Edwards might be, he might be the one to cancel the show.
Yeah, and he's been very patient making his way through the field. Took him a while to get into the top 10, but once he broke into that top 10, this patience has paid off for him, and he's been slowly taking away at that leader's lead. We got 26 to go this time by, and on some of these guys, I say split this in half. Come to pit lane here. We went back green flag racing on 41. You know, I think come to pit road the next 2 or 3 laps.
Yeah, we ain't seen no cautions. Well, we seen one right off the bat, but you know that's been it.
It wasn't even right off the bat. It was on lap 17 or 18. 25 to go this time by. Still no takers on pit lane yet.
They're gonna have to be doing it soon. I mean, unless they pull some Harry Hog and that fuel line's just a couple thousandths of an inch thicker, they can't go much longer without fuel.
Oh, as 7 is coming to pit lane this time by.
All right.
Here
Ed,
comes the junior.
Ed Morris. He is going to start the green flag rotation.
Yep, as the 83 of Vanguard comes in with them.
And I'm going to tell you what, you seen Edwards and Schaefer, they are battling that out. I mean, Edwards is giving no love any whatsoever. He wants that position, but, you know, like you said, they're coming up pit window. You know, tires are worn, tanks empty.
Yep, 34 coming in, 33 coming in. I heard the 4 was coming in this time. As Edwards assumes the lead from Schaefer. I wouldn't be surprised if Schaefer comes in this time.
Ooh, Edwards got into the wall a little bit, saw some sparks flying.
It's been happening all race with Edwards. He gets so close to that wall, he's so comfortable with it. iRacing thinks he's hitting it, but he's not. 54 coming in.
The last pit hit they had was lap 16. So pitting now, you can easily make it to the end.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So if you was out there, Isaac, you ran IROC or Arca a few times. You going this far, ooh, Schaefer slides
Ooh.
that. Man, he Tokyo drifted that into the pit lane. That was very nice.
That was
Schaefer,
impressive.
that's almost worth a clip.
But yeah, if I'm out here and I'm running the top 5, I'm not trying to stand out. Now, if you're someone running, you know, back in 15th or further, I say run the tank dry, hope for a caution, get some track position.
But you,
Austin Edwards coming in this time by. Whoa, and he's drifting it in there.
man, that pit lane's like getting apparently small.
It's a tricky pit lane to get on. I mean, I made the mistake Tuesday. I looped it around. I mean, I lost a couple seconds. I mean, I still managed the top 6 finish. Kobe, Hamlin, Martin still yet to pit. Cavett into pit lane. Number 5, a Morris Senior yet to pit.
So we're hitting the green flag rotation. So everybody's going to get them an extra lead lap, get them some points. But at the same time, you stay out just a little bit longer, 1 or 2 laps other than the leader, your tire's going to wear down. And they get back out, they're going to catch you quicker. So I mean, it's a double-edged sword, Isaac. I mean,
Yeah, as Schaefer pitting that lap early. When this cycles through, he's going to take over the lead as Banks gets around Edwards going through 3 and 4, but Edwards going to look down and cross him over.
Edwards is easily going to be the one to watch.
Yeah, but Schaefer had such a good entrance to pit lane. I can't see the gap right now in time, but he has probably about a 1.5 seconds to probably up to 2 second gap over Austin Edwards right now. Actually, no, I missed that. Ed Morris was would have been in the lead for a bit as Schaefer just got on Ed Morris. So the gap between Morris, Schaefer, and Austin Edwards is about a 1.5 seconds. And he's got 17 laps to do it, so he's gonna have an average about a 1/10 a lap faster than Schaefer to catch him.
And you got Moore Senior. He's stretching it out far. Last pit was 16. He's trying to put that 5 car to get him at least a lap or 2. Apparently Morris has been saving a lot.
Yeah, I think Senior's just running this tank dry. He could probably stay out there until about 8 to 10 to go when he have the pit. So more Senior's just hoping for a caution.
That's really risking it right there, going that far.
Well, you also got to think, Morris Senior was running towards the really far back of the field, so I mean, if a caution comes out, he's gaining a lot more than what he would be losing, you know?
And there he is dropping in pit lane. So he pushed it as much as he could.
That's Austin Edwards looking to the inside of Ed Morris, Jr.
Edwards is looking to make his name in this series tonight, being his first race coming in, sponsored running TMJ. So yeah, he's got a good support team behind it. Real quick, with 14 to go, we're going to give a good little shout out. Going to drop it down and change it just a little bit. Give a shout out to Martin Esports. Anything you need, clothing, gloves, shoes, iRacing, sports, anything. They done a good scheme paint for softball team up locally. Look them up, give them a shout out, tell them SBRN sent you. Get you about 15% off a total order. And Schaefer is still chasing him. Well, Schaefer's actually got him. Edwards is chasing him down. But Banks is right there on back into Morris. And it might be up to either Austin, Ed, or Kobe to break up that Brandon trio up front. And I think the way it's flowing, man, we got 10 to go. How, if you out there driving, how are you feeling right now? I mean, you just came out of the pit, 44 laps in.
If I'm Schaefer, I am sweating bullets right now. Edwards has actually been catching them pretty quickly.
Let me make sure I'm giving another little shout out for it. The Irish Prince came in with a sub for 2 months in a row, and Ty Trobe come in with that follow. So both of y'all out there, we appreciate every bit of it. 9 to go. And what I'm surprised to see, Isaac, is Hendricks down 5 positions. He's running in 7th. That's not
Yeah.
normal for us seeing that with Hendricks.
No, that's about where he fell back to after those couple of mistakes and just hasn't been able to recover yet. As they get 7 to go, Davis just has to be hoping for a caution at this point in time.
But you know what? We've seen a pretty clean race here at Nashville tonight. So caution may not be in the favor. Edwards actually is caught up with Schaefer. Right there
Yeah,
on his rear end.
Schaefer's gonna have to play defense right here.
That makes you wonder a little bit. Is Edwards gonna fall into Hamlin mode? What we saw, Schaefer B. Larson. I mean, your patience run thin. You've been behind somebody for 2 or 3 laps and you can't get around them. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Look here. I am a huge Kyle Larson fan, not a Denny fan at all. I see nothing wrong Denny did. Nothing. Oh!
There it is.
Yeah, there
We're
it
gonna
was.
see it.
But I don't blame Denny at all. It was just good, hard racing at the end of a race. Oh, and Edwards is going to get loose. Oh, and he saves it. Wow.
He just put those dirt skills into effect.
My God. I
Set.
gotta rewind that and go on board with that. That was insane.
Edwards saved that. Sit down, get you some coffee, and Edwards is still fighting that car going down the back stretch.
Oh, holy cow.
Edwards' car is not liking him right now, and you can see it's fighting. He's fighting that car.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this time, if you're Edwards, is be content with getting second, but he's fighting it all. He's just having fun right now.
Jesus, he is.
He's gonna pull off. Nope.
That's bad. I hate to see it. Edwards, he must have burnt those tires.
Yeah, and how about Kobe running in second right now with 2 to go?
Kobe's got about 4 seconds gap up, and I don't see any of them catching up with Schaefer. I mean, 2 to go. White flag's fixing to drop. Schaefer comes by the start finish. White flag's out. Cautions are out the window. There it is. unless Schaefer makes something wild,
Unless his dog jumps up on his lap.
right? The steering wheel falls off. I mean, that's Schaefer's win. And Cole, he, he managed up, pull out a P2. And then you got Brandon Banks, 2 out of the 3. Top
Yeah,
three
the
drinking bros.
Davey Hendricks in the closing lap was able to get himself back into the top five, and Davey Hendricks going to play fifth.
Martin, you see it dirt tracking it, trying to get around the 56, hits that wall, and it just does not work out for him, Isaac. Well, we're going to give a quick shout out to Whiplash, Sim Cams, Martin Esports. When we come back, we're going to have the interviews with the top 3 Brandon Kobe, Brendan Schaefer, Kobe, and Brandon Banks. So sit tight, hang around, and we will see y'all here in a couple minutes. Well, we are back from commercial break. We have got P3 Drinking Bros Racing. Brandon Banks from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You got the top 3, man. You put that 54 hefty where it needs to be with the top 3, man. How y'all feeling tonight over the
Uh,
1-3 position?
Pretty good. Like I said, Schaefer up there was pretty top notch. I don't think anybody could have called him. Maybe Austin there. I think Austin kind of burned his stuff off trying to get there. But yeah, we had a good car. Like I said, I think I wish the race was a lot longer. I think we'd have benefited, a little bit more of a longer race. But and all in all, pretty good run. Pretty much wanted to kind of get in and out of the pit stop. That was going to be pretty much the biggest things, getting in and off pit road, and did it pretty good, and got a little bit of track position there to get, with Ed and uh, you know, take on top 3. I'll take it.
Ed was giving you all night tonight. Ed was right there with you. It seemed like, how the whole race had developed. You and Morris always seemed to find each other. So, I mean,
Yeah, he's really fast. Like I said, I think maybe the lap or two fresher tires I had was pretty much the difference. I think we were pretty even most of the night. So, like I said, pit road was pretty much what kind of won that battle, I believe. Just getting that extra lap and getting in and off and being close enough to him to where we didn't lose so much time on the track. So, but yeah, I mean, he's always a really good racer. So we are always right there beside each other. And like I said, Kobe looked good tonight, and then Schaefer looked really good. So I say DBR first and third. I'll take it. Got a couple other guys in the top 10 DBR. So good night for us.
DBR brought it tonight. Fire Killer, yeah, you're late for the show, but you know Schaefer took one, Kobe took two, Brandon Banks, we're talking with him, took three. Brandon, the floor is yours. I know you got those shout outs. Boss Man's going to tell you.
Yeah, especially those DVR guys. I said, love racing with those guys every week, and I said appreciate you guys for putting on the broadcast, and these guys for this league. This really fun league. We got into this league thinking it was just going to be an Arca league, and turns out it's a Gen 4, so made it a little more fun here, and said hopefully we can get through this season and finish well enough to get into the B car on Monday nights, and kind of move up from there.
Man, I'm going to tell you what, you got my stamp of approval to be an Xfinity, and the whole team does. So, you know, you give me shout outs, man. We're going to send you back down there, and then you and Brandon have a little bit of a party, and we're going to yank Kobe up here and pick his brain for a moment.
All right, guys, thank you, appreciate it.
Isaac, he done a whole lot better. He done a whole lot better tonight than he had last night. Me and Kobe, we kind of ran into each other. He had it locked down. I had it locked down. And I kissed him, but you know he recovered tonight at Nashville. And then Arca, Kobe, you got that P2, man. Big change, ain't it for you?
Oh damn! About time! About time!
Yeah, well, about time you don't get right down in a race.
Jesus, this trucks has been horrendous. Arca was a mistake, and then finally recovered. So I'll take it.
But you fought your way through it a little bit. I mean, you started out in 8th on the qualifying, and you know what was your strategy? You know this race, you had a little bit, somewhat experience off the trucks at Nashville. It wasn't much Tuesday night, but you changed it around, and your luck changed a whole lot tonight for Arca.
Yeah, I honestly like the Arca cars a whole lot more than I like trucks. I feel like it takes more skill to drive them for one, and my strategy today was just to ride around early, wait, and hope that either a wreck happens or just save tires and fuel as much as possible, and then pass them later on. I ended up finding a little moment hitch in the track that ended up working out to get a bit more speed through the corners. So that helped getting past Davey and Ed there late in the race.
Yeah, I don't even think you qualified that well. Oh, you
It
qualified
was P8.
7th.
Yeah, it was up front. Just rode.
Well,
Wasn't horrible. I know you qualified 7th. You're sitting. I think you're just sitting outside the top 5 most that race, and then after pit stops, I think that's when you saw you cracking into the top 5.
Yeah, I stayed out until Austin ended up going in, and I went one more lap to get that extra bonus point so I can try and catch up to Davey, who's in first place in the standings. So hopefully I did that tonight. We'll see.
well, man, I'm gonna go ahead and give a public apology, you know, towards you tonight, so everybody can hear it. You know, Tuesday night I had them locked up, and I kissed your front end, and you know I hate it happened for both of us. But you know, you recovered tonight. You put a showing out. You can show what you can do at Nashville. So, how you gonna feel next week? I mean, it's going to Chicagoland.
I think Chicagoland's probably one of my better tracks. Nashville was not one of my better tracks. I was really hoping Atlanta was going to be my win, but of course we all saw what happened on lap 0/1. So that was interesting. Somehow recovered in that race, got P8 or 9 or whatever it was. So
Man, you got those shout outs. You hadn't gave them already. They're all yours.
I'd like to shout out Ethan for having Mirage bring me in and ride for him. I got Mike Hamlin, who came back this race in the ARCA series and Truck series last Tuesday. And then I'd like to shout out my painter because this scheme is phenomenal with the Kobe tribute. I know it's 81, but that was a whole different situation that we had going on. But that was it. Yeah. Premier Setups for sponsoring me.
What? Chicagoland, what's your strategy for that one?
Oh, Chicagoland could be anything. We don't know until the setup we drive the setup and how the track's going to handle, whether it's going to be 119 or 84 like tonight. So it could be anywhere.
Well, man,
Yeah, it's supposed to be throwback week next week.
Ooh, that'll be a good week. Going to see some Gordon schemes and Tony Stewart, I'm sure.
well, man, we're gonna send you back there down there to your team. Get
All right,
that
guys.
plan devised for next week.
Sounds good. Appreciate the broadcast as always.
Well, Isaac, the fans have waited for it. We bringing them up one of the, I guess what you could say, the cornerstones of Drinkin Bros Racing. Also brought to the sponsor tonight, and he brought it to win it. Brendan Schaefer, you got your Arca win at Nashville Super Speedway, man. How you feeling over that?
Pretty good, man. Especially since our team actually sponsored this race. You know, one of us had to bring it home for the sponsor.
You still looking in your rearview mirror?
No, I saw Austin coming, man, and I knew he was a lot faster than me and everything. And then I just gave him the bottom side, and yeah, he didn't get a very good exit off of 4 and lost a lot of time. So
Well, you put up a showing tonight. You know, you up 5 when you started. You hung tight for a little bit. It was the Triple B show. You, Banks, Park, all had it took over, but you know, after the caution, or not cautions, but after the green flag pit stops, everything kind of settled down. And you know, Edwards was after you, but he blew his tires. He'd ran him down to the rim.
mhm.
I'm pretty sure you was happy to see him go in pit lane.
Oh yeah.
He had one hell of a save though. That was insane.
Yeah, I got a little sideways on the entry to pit road, and I was like, "Well, I hope I'm not speeding."
Man, you got the win. You got it locked up for the Drinking Bros tonight. DBR. You know, they've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the top 10. So apparently y'all are doing something over there good. So y'all need to share the secret with the rest of us. You know, what y'all drinking over there?
But they're drinking this cool thing that me and you don't have. It's called skill.
Right.
It ain't that, man. It's all about practice. We do it. All of us do a ton of practice. That's the key.
Practice makes perfect.
Hmm.
Drinking Bros make it better.
Oh yeah, yeah. These guys are a bunch of good group of guys, man. We're like a little family. We a bunch of us go to a lot of races, like cup races in real life together. So we're all a bunch of different states, but we all meet up and have a good time together.
Well, all right, Schaefer, taking it to next week, Chicagoland, man. What's the team's strategy?
I don't know. I know Jesse's really good at Chicago. I'm okay there. Um, Brandon's really good at Chicago.
Which
Tony's good at
one?
Banks. Brandon Banks is good at Chicago. Tony's decent there. Tony knows how to save tires better than anybody, so he'll be good there.
Well, all right, man, we're going to send you back down there with your party. Y'all can devise that plan next week, and we'll see y'all back at Chicagoland. Congratulations on that win.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Well, Isaac, Nashville Super Speedway, it just came to a end tonight. You know, Drinking Bros, they put up 5 out of the top 10. Chicagoland's going to be wild.
Next week can be wild. I mean, next week, other than Arca, it's Charlotte week next week. All three series other than Arca, of course, are going to Charlotte for their longest race of the season. So be a long week next week for really all of us in this league because we're all be racing one of the three races probably.
Yeah, it's going to be wild. So, I mean, on behalf of myself, Isaac finally got out of the popcorn stand line and was able to join us. Congratulations to Schaefer, Kobe, and Banks taking the 1, 2, 3. Drinking Bros, half of them's in the top 10. So Chicagoland's going to be a whole different ballpark. So, in the words of the great Tony Frey, we will see y'all Monday night. Until then, stay spicy. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you again next week.